Next question.
Does micromanaging ever work?
Well, yes. And more importantly, does it work? Yes, sometimes it works. And more importantly, sometimes you have to micromanage. So you get somebody that isn't good at their job, doesn't do a good job, doesn't show up, doesn't run things right. Of course, you know how you fix them? You got to get in there and micromanage. Well, first of all, you can't do mission failure, so you got to get in there and micromanage. Once you're done micromanaging, or once you've got them up to speed, then you can stop micromanaging. This is totally good to go. And even if you ask Leif or the other platoon commanders that work for me or assistant platoon commanders that work for me, when they got to know me, when they met me, I was micromanage master because I'm in their grill. Hey, you got to do this. No, come over here a little bit. No, and wouldn't give them any slack. But then as soon as I see that they get it, of course, then it's like, okay, you got this. You got this, and I'm gonna macro manage and barely manage and let them run with it. And so that's absolutely micromanagement. Sometimes it's a necessity. And by the way, if you're getting micromanaged, that's a little bit of a red flag. Sure, you might have somebody that's a control freak that is a compulsive micromanager, and that sucks. But you also might have somebody that doesn't trust you yet. And so how do you build up their trust? Is it by hiding from them? No, it's by being open and being like, hey, boss, here's what I'm going to do. You actually send them more information than they could even want. You show them how responsible you are. You show them what a handle you have on the situation, and that's how you can help overcome the micromanager. But if someone's not doing what they're supposed to do, or they're failing, or they're letting you down, then yeah, you got to get in their grill and micromanage them. The other time, and I sort of said this, is when you're mentoring someone, that can also be viewed as micromanagement. Because now I'm sitting side by side, I might be breathing down your neck a little bit, and that might be viewed as micromanagement. But again, sometimes it's necessary. If you don't know the ropes yet, I got to show you the ropes. That means I got to sit by you and make sure you know it. Teaching. So if you're teaching somebody something in a work environment, that can also be viewed as micromanagement. It actually is, because you're saying, hey, put this over here, put that over here. Wait, back off. Let me do this. No, you don't know how to do it. So I got to show you how to do it. I'm teaching you how to do it. So there's that. And then that's teaching. And then sometimes you got to show people how to do it. And I've told that long story in here one time where I just said, hey, you sit and watch how I'm going to run this squad. And I ran the squad and got fired up and told people where to go and moved on the line. And the platoon commander looked at me and said, okay, I can do that. And as soon as he saw it one time, he got it. So that's sometimes micromanagement is okay. The thing is, you don't want to get stuck in the rut of micromanagement. So if I mentor you, if I teach you, if I instruct you, if I show you the way, doesn't mean stay there and keep micromanaging because you're not doing your job. You shouldn't have the capability or the capacity to micromanage everybody that works for you. If you have that ability, you're not doing your job. You're not looking up the chain of command. You're not looking out. Your troopers, your subordinate leadership should be stepping up and leading, and you should expect that of them. And if you have to micromanagement, it should be a chore that you don't like doing. And when you get in there and you micromanage for a certain amount of time, then you say, okay, you got this. I'm stepping back. And then you got to step back because no one likes to be micromanaged. So once you get people up to speed, step back, let them run. Let your leaders lead.
Yeah. Sometimes those people who like to micromanage or they feel compelled to, they can fall in that trap where let's say they do need to micromanage and they'll get that payoff of, oh yeah, I see this guy kind of getting it. But instead of understanding the full scope of things where, oh, he's getting it now, I don't need to manage as much, they'll still start chasing that payoff of them getting it with their little micromanagement, so they'll like constantly need that payoff.
Yep. Some people, now that you mentioned, some people micromanage because their ego, though they want to exercise, they want to do two things: exercise their power over the person, or show off their knowledge to the person. Yeah. So those two are just such a pain. Yeah. They're such a pain. But you know what? What do? Okay, cool. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to be ahead of you. I'm going to get better at this, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, that showing off knowledge thing, that it's in a micromanagement situation, it seems like, okay, it's obvious you shouldn't do that, and you could probably see it from a mile away, but just in everyday life, that's a compelling thing to want to show people. You ever hear someone telling you something that you already know, and you just want to tell them, bro, I already know. I know, Like, you don't have to explain it to me. When you really kind of search your own feelings, it's not that they're wasting your time. It's kind of that you just want to let them know that I have that knowledge. Don't worry about, you know what I mean? But I see that all the time. I feel that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to like bite your tongue, grin and bear it. But I think that's a real compelling like desire, you know, to show, hey, I already know that, or look how much I know, you know.
Yeah, people definitely like that. It makes them feel good.
Yeah.
Look at what I know.
Yep.